Hello, good morning. Sam Bowker here, just jumping on to send you my morning inspiration, my daily dose. And this morning, what I really want to talk to you guys about is I want to talk to you about fear, right? Fear is that thing that is debilitating. It can cause you to freeze or it can cause you to run. Either way, fear is that thing that seems to sort of like come up at really important times, right? And I was having a chat with my 9-year-old this morning, and she's doing a little routine that she's practicing for ice skating, and her coach has said to her, listen, you need to practice the routine. Even when I'm not coaching you, you need to go out there and practice it. And I said to her this morning, hey, why don't you get out there and give it a go? And she's like, no, mom, I don't want to. And you could just see she was in total fear. And so I just started talking to her about what was she afraid of, and the funny thing about fear, okay, is that when you really dig deep into fear, there's some pretty cool things that come up, right? And in her case, she was afraid of, the fact that as soon as the music comes on, everybody starts paying attention. And even more importantly, when they are practicing, they have to put a special yellow vest on. So not only is the music on and everybody's eyes are on them, but they feel like they're totally sticking out. And it got me to sort of thinking about, she's only 9, right? And we're not born learning how to fear. We come into this world, and we learn how to fear along the way. And the reason that we learn that is that we learn it from our parents, obviously, because, don't touch that, it's hot. And so we learn what's right and wrong and the places that, we can get hurt. But what I found really interesting was that for some kids, it's the fear of hurting themselves. For other kids, it's the fear of their peers' judgment, right? And so as an adult, what do you think your fear is about? When you find yourself in a place where you want to move forward, but you stop, is it the fact that you're worried what other people are thinking? Do you think you're going to hurt yourself? Because I don't know about you guys, right? But as a kid, I know I tried way more things. Now, I ice skate still today. I'm not very good. I don't try lots of things. I can stay on my feet, I can whiz around the ice rink, and I don't really want to try anything more than that because I'm fearful of hurting myself, because I go into this part of my brain that says, well, if you hurt yourself, what are the ramifications? Well, you might not be able to work, you might not be able to support your kid. And so I go into this big, long story, right? Now, that's a place where fear is helpful, right? It's healthy because, I am a mum and I'm a single mum and I'm supporting my kid. And if I, can't work and I can't support her, that's a very real fear. So that's tangible and that does make sense. However, if I wanted to become an Olympic skater, I would have to find a way to overcome that. And so what I ask you to think about when you're going into your place of fear, stop for a second, take a breath and ask yourself, is this a rational fear or is it irrational, right? Am I in a situation where there is actually serious danger involved, or am I just worried what somebody might think about me? Because the reality is this, what other people think of you is really none of your business. And if you're comparing yourself to the person next to you, well, that's just a dumb game you're never going to win, because you're never going to be as good as that person at doing them. Right? So I heard some really cool acronyms for fear, and I think they're really relevant because you can choose which one you want to, play with. So one that I heard many, many years ago was fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Right? We make up a story and then we come up with the worst possible case scenario and then we act as if it's already happened. So we're acting as if we future forecast as though we are a fortune teller, and we look into the future and we come up with the absolute worst possible case scenario. Then we bring it into the present moment and we act as if it's already happened. Other people might call that anxiety. Okay. The other thing you could do with fear is face everything and rise. So something I learnt a long time ago around fear was that every time I felt fearful, all that meant to me was that I'd reached the edge of my comfort zone. And I don't want to be controlled by fear, right? I don't want to be in a position where fear stops me from moving forward. And I'm not saying it hasn't done in my life. It absolutely has. It's absolutely stopped me from doing many things, but it's something that I work on a consistent basis every day. And now when I'm afraid of something, I literally say to myself, right, this is not going to own me. I sit down, I do a quick assessment and I go, Okay, am I actually in any physical danger? Like, for instance, ice skating and trying to do a triple axel. Yeah, that's probably dangerous. But jumping on here, doing a video and having you judge me, well, all right, I guess that's fearful. You could hate me, you could think I'm rubbish, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to die. Maybe of embarrassment, but probably not going to die, am I? So now I want to ask you this, right? What is fear stopping you from doing? What if you just decided that every time you felt fear, you just told yourself, hey, I'm just at the edge of my comfort zone, and you know what? I'm going to run headfirst in it. Because here's the thing I know about fear. It gets better every single time you challenge it. So if you're afraid of something, right? If you're afraid of going up and talking to that girl, or if you're afraid of, I don't know, applying for a job, go and just keep applying. Go and keep talking to people. If you're afraid of public speaking, the only way you're going to get over that fear is to continue to do it. Face it every single day. Give yourself the opportunity to run head first at it. If you're afraid of the number 13, I know that sounds crazy, but it's a thing, right? Like I help people with phobias. People come in with the most random phobias, like fear of the number 13. So you want to book the 13th seat on the plane, get on the lift and go up to level 13. You want to smash the limitation of that fear, and you have the capacity to do it. So when my daughter said this morning to me, I now know that what I'm going to do for her is I'm going to put that song on an iPod, I'm going to give her earphones, and I'm going to get her to do her entire 2.5-hour practice with that song playing. Because then I know that at least she's hearing this song and she's basically going to smash her own limitation. She's going to pattern interrupt. She's going to break that thing that's causing her to not move forward. So have a think. What is fear stopping you from achieving in life? What if you just decided that every time you felt fear, you did a quick check-in, made sure that you weren't in a super duper dangerous place, and once you assessed the danger and realized that it was not a life or death situation, you just decided to run head first at it. Go ahead. I'd be really keen to see how you go. So why not choose face everything and rise? Anyway, that was my daily dose. And as you know, what would Sam say if you're having some doubt, or if you're worried or you're concerned? Sam would say, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I freaking rock. I love you guys. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I love you guys. Mwah.